Hey guys, welcome back to my second Q&A video. Obviously I did one a few months ago now, probably about 6 months ago. That was a massive hit. I quite enjoyed doing that, so I thought I'd do one again. And obviously I'm on annual leave, so I've got time to do it. And I thought, why not? I've met a few more people since then, and there might be other questions that people wanted to ask me. So I gave them the opportunity to do so. So yeah, I don't really want to make a massive introduction. It's just a really cool, fun, different thing that I could do on my channel, and hopefully you guys can interact with it and get a kick out of it. Some of my answers probably be surprising, maybe. There's no too risque questions, so that's pretty cool. As I said, I'm an open book, but yeah, they're pretty all decent questions. A bunch on Instagram, but mainly on Twitter. There's a lot of Twitter people that have Twitter buddies that have submitted questions, so I thought I'd try and answer them now. So yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to push for the 300 subscribers mark. Got a whole bunch of new subscribers this week, so it's been awesome. Really thankful for that. Thank you guys, especially all the new subscribers, and all the old ones. All the ones that are the OGs that have been there since the beginning. I can remember having 20 subscribers, so yeah, it's really cool. Thinking I've got like 281 now, and counting. So yeah, it's all good. We all want to grow and expand the channel, and I want to kick out some more decent content for you guys. So yeah, massive thank you to you guys. And yeah, let's get straight into the video. Let's go for question one. So I'm going to start off with my Instagram questions first. Only one person submitted on Instagram, but my buddy Jake, he actually submitted like five. So I thought I'd do all of his in one go. I thought about spreading them out, but I thought I might as well just do them all in one go. Just for easy sakes, I guess. So yeah, it's Jake. Jake Reed 95. If you wanna go follow him on Instagram, he's an awesome guy. Him and his twin brother are one of the coolest people I've met in person. So he's not an Arsenal fan though; he's a Southend fan. So it's not like he supports a rival Premier League team. So it's alright. I can, it's all good to like him and all that. Yeah, but he's a legend. So yeah, let's get to his first question. The first question is, who is your favourite England player of all time? The short answer is I don't have a single one. I have a bunch, mainly from Arsenal's perspective. David Seaman, and Tony Adams. Obviously, especially Seaman. I think he played more games for England than Adams did. But for me, when I think of my childhood and watching England, they're two of the players that I think of most. Um, Especially David Seaman. I thought he was actually a sick goalkeeper, and yeah, and one of the reasons why I like Aaron Ramsdale so much at the moment is because he's another English goalkeeper, and um, obviously loves the club, and I got the feeling from obviously especially from Adams being a club captain, but uh, David Seaman as well loved the club as well. So seeing them play for England was always really awesome. Non-England, non-Arsenal wise, I think I've got Alan Shearer. From my earliest memories being in junior school when I was like, I don't know, like 8, 9, 10, something like that. I can remember watching the international game. I think it was the Euro '96. I think it was Euro '96. We watched it in the school hall at school. I think we played Croatia. Um, in the group stages and that. So yeah, that was cool. I always think of Alan Shearer for some reason. Um, Not just that tournament, but in England back in those days in general, Alan Shearer was a quality striker. Um, Never played for Arsenal, unfortunately, but still. And the other one, obviously, is David Beckham. Bit of a polarising figure. Obviously, he's a Man United legend, and don't like Man United, but you have to respect David Beckham's career. Um, and he became captain for England as well. It's hard to deny the impact he had on the England squad. I mean, for me, it was always awesome to watch him play for England. Obviously, you get that notorious incident. I think it was Argentina. that he got sent off for kicking out. So yeah, I mean England seemed to hate him after that, but he came back. Kudos to him, and he became an integral part of the England setups for years. So yeah, they're my favourite England players so far. At the moment, hopefully there's more Arsenal players that can become England greats. I'm looking at you, Saka. Yeah, so they're my players. So yeah, that's question one. Question two. My favourite FA Cup memory. I think for me, there's several, but the main one I think is the 1998 double winning FA Cup final. Obviously against Newcastle 2-0. It was the first FA Cup final that I remember watching. I was, I don't know, I think I was 12. No, I think I was 11 by that point. That's the one I can remember. Obviously, Arsenal won it. Won the double as well, which was amazing. I remember it being like a really hot, sunny day. Just immediately ran outside, played football in my back garden, pretending I was at Anelka. Anelka had, had a breakthrough season that season, and we fully expected him to be an Arsenal legend, and being at Arsenal for a lot longer than he was. But we got Henry the year after this, so it ends up being alright. But yeah, at that moment, over Mars as well. That team just was a special team. Both guys were awesome. So yeah, that's my first one. The other one probably would be the Hull, funnily enough. It's 2014? 2014. The first trophy that we won at the Emirates. While we were at the Emirates. Obviously coming back from 2-0 down. Certainly scoring, Cazorla scoring his wonder free kick. And then winning it late on. What a comeback, and that was a really good cup final, to be honest with you. Yeah, there's loads of Arsenal FA Cups I can go through, but those are the two big ones that I can pick out from my memory. So cheers. Let's go to number three. What's the kit that I most want to grab that I don't already have? I mean, it's weird. I mean, I could do the Arsenal Chiva side. At the moment, it's the Arsenal's third kit I really want to get. I haven't got it yet. I'm waiting for the right name on the back. And I want to get Chivas' away kit for this season as well. I might get the home kit as well eventually, but I'm not in too much of a rush for that. Non-Arsenal Chivas, I think Ajax third kit, the Jamaican one, that's pretty cool. Obviously get Edson Alvarez on the back of that. And the Inter Miami and the LAFC kits as well. I like black kits, and both those kits are sick as well, so I'll probably get those as well at some point. Especially with Vela and Pizarro in the back, respectively. So yeah. Okay, so question number 4 from Jake. That is, what do you think is the most underrated team in the English system? I don't really follow the lower leagues too much, so I think I would have to go with Bournemouth. Even though they got relegated and they're in the Championship at the moment, they're still, for their size, they were in the Premier League for, I think 2 or 3 seasons, which was, a good, a good feat for them. The stadium's so small, but it's, you get the feel of, authenticity and old schoolness with them. The fans are always super legit. Yes, I think Bournemouth did really well to get into the Premier League. I remember when they first got into the Premier League, and it was a really good feel good moment. Even though I have no connection to Bournemouth whatsoever, have been there though, if I remember rightly. So, but that's pretty much the only connection. The other one probably would be Leicester. I mean, they are kind of not underrated in the sense that they're decent. They're a decent team. They've got decent players, but I think Leicester, they're a special side. I don't like their coach. I don't like Brendan Rodgers at all. But the owner loves them. The fans, are all loyal and stuff. So Leicester, I think, get underappreciated for just being a really cool club. So yeah, they're probably the two that I'd pick. And then this last question is: if you're offered to buy Arsenal tomorrow, would you do it, and why? And where would they finish with you as owner? So the first part, yep, if I could afford them, I would definitely buy Arsenal. Mainly because I think even I could do a better job than Kroenke. I would obviously probably, if I was rich enough to own a Arsenal Football Club, I'd probably move back to London, live in London, and obviously go to the games. I'll get a season ticket. I'll make sure the fans can see me as much as I can. Because it provides a massive boost to a football club, and that's one of the problems with Arsenal at the moment. Is our owners don't seem to care. Um, so yeah, I'll go to all the games. I'll invest money. If I took over them tomorrow, obviously there's no um, transfer window, so I won't be able to do anything player wise. But I will just be more involved. I'll go around the dressing room maybe if I'm allowed, or speak to the players. Just become more involved. And speak to the fans more, and provide a sense of transparency that Arsenal just don't have right now. And then obviously going into the January and the summer transfer windows, I'll invest money, because at the end of the day, what the Arsenal owners at the moment don't seem to understand is if I put in, say, 100 million um, of my own money into new players, and we get the top four, we get back into the Champions League, that alone, I'll get 100 million back for that. And trophies as well obviously give you money. So yeah, I'll try and invest anyway. And then I think maybe not this season. Maybe I think this season will still be top six. Europa League or Champions League in particular. But next season, if I can get decent money in to the team, get decent players, top four at least. So yeah, that's pretty much my answer to that. So thanks to Jake for that. 5 questions was awesome. Obviously, he was the only one that submitted questions on Instagram, so he more than made up for the fact that he was the only one. So you're a legend, bro. Thank you very much. And yeah, thanks for the questions. Okay, guys, so moving on to my Twitter questions now. And the first person that submitted a question on Twitter was my bro, Mario. I'm always talking to him, he's quality. He's LM Delgado 26. Awesome legend, guys. Check him out. He's really cool. He's a Chiva Hamanos, so that's a massive sign that he's a legend right there. So his question was, based on the Pelaez interview, do you think it's going to be Jimmy Lozano or Almeida to be the next Chivas coach? So obviously Chivas let go of Vistic a couple of days ago now. We're in an interim coach at the moment. The interim coach excites me, actually. Seems to have a good record. He's been in charge of Chivas before, so hopefully he can instill some of the attacking philosophy that Vistic didn't have. But in terms of the interview and what I think is going to be the plan long term, my heart is always going to say Almeida. Like, I want Almeida back. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think, unfortunately, he's doing really well with Earthquakes, San Jose Earthquakes at the moment. I don't think he's going to want to jump ship, especially mid-season, especially after, pretty much not even mid-season yet. It's only September at the moment. So, yeah, I just don't think he's going to quit. I think it's going to be Lozano, especially replies his comments about, not necessarily getting a coach in that's already won a trophy in Mexico, which Jimmy Lozano hasn't had. But someone that's young and hungry, and kind of all the things that I want in a coach for Chivas at the moment. I just want hunger and tenacity and energy. I want energy in the club. I want somebody to charge these players up and get them playing, attacking, free-flowing football. And some people look down on Lozano. Obviously, we got the bronze medal in the Olympics. Which, it's a fair achievement, especially for a Mexican team. Even though Mexico won the gold before, it was asking a lot to beat that Brazil side, to be honest. So I think he did really well, and he knows how to play Vega. He knows how to play Antuna. He knows all the youngsters in Mexico, all the Mexican youngsters. So he may have a different perspective. He may say to Almari, look, this guy, you've spent a lot more money on this guy. he's going to do this and he's going to do that, and he's going to improve the side. So maybe I'm hoping he brings um, the knowledge of the youth players that he's playing with in the Olympics and brings them to Chivas, because I think the Chivas sides needs young. I don't know how to say it. The side needs to be younger, way younger. The average age, I think, of the team at the moment is getting old, especially with Molina and Mir and Briseño and all these players. Antonio Rodriguez as well. They're all getting older now, so we need more young players, to be honest. So yeah, I think it's going to be Jim Lozano. Hasn't been announced yet. I don't think it's going to get announced for a while. Um, but yeah, my bet is on Jimmy Lozano. So thanks, Mario. Thanks for the question, bro. Okay, guys, let's keep going. So next question is submitted by L10. Is at 10 capital D for Delta Football. Check him out. He's awesome. I don't actually know your real name, actually, which is terrible. If I do, then I've forgotten it. I'm very, very sorry. But yeah, he's an awesome guy. I always talk to him. So thanks for the question. And his question is, have I encountered any Chiva Hamanos in Australia? Yes, like the short answer is yes, I have. Quite a few, actually. I met a buddy of mine called Claudio. He's Mexican. I met him, I want to say 2019, 2020? 2020. February 2020. And that was because we both went to see Perth Glory play Wellington Phoenix. And Ulysses De Villa was playing in that game. And obviously De Villa is a Chivas youth product. They ended up going to Chelsea and various other places, and a team in Spain. So yeah, I actually met him there. We actually both met De Villa as well, which was quite cool. And we met through that, and then pretty much meet up with him at the moment whenever Phoenix plays Perth Glory. But I want to hang out with him more. It's just, both of the schedules are quite busy at the moment. But yeah. So I've also got a mate of mine, good mate of mine called Victor. He obviously lives in Sydney, New South Wales area. He's a massive Chiva Hermano. He came over here once a few months ago, just before their big COVID outbreak. It was really cool meeting him. He's a founding member of the Ola Verde group. That's the Mexican group that is a fan group that supports Chivas. Supports De Villa and Wellington Phoenix. But obviously, he's moved to MacArthur now, so I'm assuming they're still going to support Wellington Phoenix because they've got quite good close ties with them now. So yeah, I've got Victor, I've got Claudio, also Oscar. I met Oscar where I think it was earlier this year. I think it was like February time. I met him. He came over to watch De Villa play against Perth Glory again. I think his girlfriend lives here in Perth as well. So I met him. I met him through Victor, because they're part of the same Ola Verde group. That was really awesome. I got to sit with them in the Glory Stadium, which was amazing. First time being in a crowd, quite surrounded by Mexicans really, and supporters of Mexico. There was a lot of Mexico fans there. Most of them, I think, came over from over east, but some based in Perth as well. And finally, I just want to give a big shout out to Rodrigo. Rodrigo is a mate of mine that I met here in Perth. He lives in Perth. I think he's just had a baby as well, which was amazing. Congratulations to him. I actually met him. I've got a favourite restaurant that I'm actually going to go to on Saturday. I might try and get some footage of that. But I met him there. I was literally at my table having some tacos, and he comes in and he's wearing a Veracruz jersey. And he was at the bar. I could see him for ages. I'm like, what shirt is that? What shirt? And I'm racking my brains. I knew I recognised it. And I realised it's Veracruz. And obviously, at the time, Veracruz had not long disappeared. Obviously, it doesn't exist anymore. So I had to go up to him. I went up to him and said, "Look, sorry to interrupt your meal, but is that a Veracruz shirt? It's amazing." Blah blah blah. Took a selfie. I'll try and post it up here. He actually knows Claudio as well, which was awesome. I'm not quite sure how they met. I'm pretty sure they met at a Glory game, but I could be mistaken. I probably am mistaken. But Yeah, so yeah, there's quite a lot. There's more Mexicans here in Australia and in Perth than you'd think, and that's awesome. Hopefully, you get to meet more in the future. So yeah, short answer, yes, there are Chiva Hamanos here in Australia. Quite a lot of them actually. So keep an eye out. Cheers, mate. Thanks for the question, mate. Okay, guys, so let's crack on. The next question is submitted by Fredinsky Vega. His at is Alfredo Morphin 3. Um, he's asked me where did I get that jersey. I'm assuming you mean this one. It's a Chivas kind of like fan jersey. It's actually from a website called Football Town. So if you go to footballtown.com, it should be on there. They got a lot of replicas and they got an Arsenal one. There's a Mexico one that I have. I've got two Arsenal ones. They've also got Aguilas representing Club America. Excuse me, Club America. Um, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Actually, they're named. They basically take like the essence of a club, and then they kind of make a product out of that. So the Arsenal ones are called Cannon, for example. Um, I forgot what Mexico's one's called. La Verde maybe, but yeah, there's one from Mexico, there's one for Arsenal, and there's one for Chivas, and there's a whole load of all the big teams, all the big Premier League teams like Chelsea, Man United, um, Club America, like I said. I'm not quite sure about Tigres, but yeah, check it out because it's a really cool website. So yeah, that's why I got this one. I also wear it a lot because I've put on so much weight. It's quite loose still. It just fits me nice, so I can do these longer videos wearing this, and it looks cool as well. So yeah, Football Town, check it out. Okay, guys. So the next question is from Eduardo Ariano. Ariano, I think it's pronounced that way. Sorry, man. It's at Lalo Ariano on Twitter. Check him out. He's awesome. He's a really cool guy. His question is actually really awesome. It's if you'd manage Chivas, what would be the starting 11, and what winter purchases would you make? So we're going to the starting 11 first. Let me just get it up. So I'll have Godino in goal. For me, he's prone to mistakes. I don't think he's fully matured as a goalkeeper yet, but I think he's the best goalkeeper we have. I'd start him, play him regularly. I think eventually he'd come good. I think it's decent enough as it is, but he's so inconsistent with Vucetic. He's swapping goalkeepers every game. It's got really annoying. I like Tonio Rodriguez. I love that goal he scored from the goal kick last season. That was amazing. It might have been the year before actually, but it was recent and that was a good goal. But yeah, I just think Godino he's younger. I think he has a higher ceiling. I think he has the potential to be really awesome. It's just he needs consistent game time really. Bearing in mind, guys, I'm doing my first 11 for the players that we have now. And then I'll go into players that I want to sign. So, yeah, so Sanchez out on the right. He's getting on a bit now. But for me, still, I think he's just the best right back we have. Right back is probably one of the areas that I'd want to get a new player in, a younger player. Keep Sanchez though. I think he'd be a decent rotating player, but yeah, he's getting a bit now, unfortunately. Quality player though. But yeah, his age is just going against him. And then Mia and Briseño, obviously, in centre back. I like Sepulveda. Some people really, really, really hate him. I think he's young. I think his youth lets him down. He's clearly not a finished article, but he needs game time, you know. So I would be okay with starting Sepulveda or Tiba, however you want to call it. I wouldn't mind starting him, getting much more game time. Because you know a defender's not going to reach his max potential. He's not going to fully mature as a player until he's like 28, 29, 30. So he's what 23, 24 now. So yeah, he's got a growing to go. So Briseño and Mia, my starting 11, providing they're fit, which is is questionable. And then Calderon on the left. I like Mayorga. I didn't like him last year for some reason. But this year he's played really well. I think he's one of our best players this year. But Calderon for me, his quality. He was absolutely outstanding for Necaxa before we bought him. Absolutely, just what's the word? He's just misused. misused by Vistic. Just Vistic had a list of players, 3 or 4 players that he just would not treat properly, and Calderon's definitely one of them. I'll just play him. He's quality, absolutely quality, and I think he just needs to um, get consistent game time. Way more better at attacking than he is at defending. He's prone to scoring some absolute bangers, but his defensive side can use some work for me. So maybe that could be something that he'll work on under a competent coach. No offense to Ristich, but yeah, consistent game time I think is just the um, main ingredient of a player improving for me. Anyway, so that's my back four. My front two, the 2 midfielders, I'd have Villanueva. I think he's been alright. Played a lot more this season, I think, than previous seasons. I would probably get somebody else in, to be honest, though. Villanueva's alright, but I think we can do better. Beltran, obviously, in the other midfield spot. Definitely don't want to see Molina starting anymore. Perfectly happy to have him on the bench. But I'd only bring him on if we're winning and we're comfortable and we just want to shore up the midfield and shore up the defence. I don't want to see Molina start or come on when we're chasing a game we need to score, because he's just not going to offer that for us. Beltran, I think, although he's more of a defensive midfielder, I think he's very good in the ball. He's got a very good pass. I think he should be more of a box to box midfielder rather than just a defensive midfielder. Because I think his runs and his passing abilities are just phenomenal. So that's how I'd use him. That's my midfield, and then I'd have Vega as cam. I personally don't mind seeing Vega as a striker, but he interacts very well. It's a bit like Jimenez in that he likes to be a bit deeper. He likes to get the ball deeper and create space for the wingers and the striker, and he likes to assist. So I'd have him as cam for now, but I wouldn't mind seeing him as a striker. I don't really like seeing him out wide, out on the left. I mean, if I had to, then fair enough, but I don't think we have to, so I'd have him as cam. My left wing would be Angulo. I think his quality does pop up with the regular goals. He's not prolific, but I think he'd be my starting left winger, in my opinion. And then on the right, I'd have Antuna, obviously. I think he's better on the right. I don't mind him cutting in on the left, cutting in onto the right and having the shot, but Antuna's end product is not that great. He scores a couple of goals here and there, but I think he needs to his pace, he's rapid. He's probably the fastest player in the league, in Liga MX, to be honest. But I'd have him running down the right wings, cutting it back to Vega, or crossing it into Zaldivar, who I've got as my striker at the moment. So going into it, I'd get a new right back, I'd get a new midfielder, and I'd get a new striker. Depending, I mean, Chivas don't really have that much money. I don't think they're as broke as we all think they are. But I think that we have less money now than we've probably ever had, or at least in the last few years. Right back, I mean, Alan Mozo, he's available for Pumas. I don't think, that's the thing with these things. Everyone wants these people to go to Europe, and I want Mozo to go to Europe as well. But I'd have him as right back. I would be very, very cheeky and try and sign Jorge Sanchez from Club America, but people don't like him. I think he's quality. I just think similar to Sepulveda, I think he's just got a lot of growing to do, like football intelligence wise, and I think he walks into our team. I don't think America's ever going to sell him. I think he'll cost an absolute bomb, so I don't see that happening. But Mozo, I think Alan Mozo, I think I'll definitely have as right back. Centre back, obviously I'd love to have Cesar Montes, but I want to see him going to Europe. I mean, the trouble with Mexico centre backs is there's not that many. So I'll probably stay with the centre backs we have at the moment. Midfield, I think the easiest option would be to get Jonathan Gonzalez from Monterrey. Doesn't seem to be playing for Monterrey that much anymore. It's young as well. I think having Beltran and Gonzalez in our midfield would be sick, especially if we play them together. The youth might go against us initially because, obviously, um, you're more of an established centre midfielder in there. And for me, that option would be Poncho Gonzalez from Monterrey as well. I think he's quality, absolute quality. I think he walks straight into our team if we bought him. Might be a bit expensive. But yeah, they're the two players that I'd have in midfield. The striker, striker's another one. Who do we get? Obviously, Macias has gone to Spain now. I don't think he's going to come back. Although, if he carries on his poor run, he might just come back. Yeah, I just don't know. Striker's a little bit of a difficult one for me as well. I wouldn't mind seeing Pulido come back, but I don't think he will. Um, it's yeah. Striker's a difficult one. Let me know who you think we should get as a striker. Let me know if you disagree with any of my suggestions. But yeah, they're pretty much my answers. So, okay, guys. So another really awesome question. This one is from El Chiva Menor. Is at Wero Trick on Twitter. Follow him; he's really cool. Check him out. He has asked, "What are your favorite jerseys in my collection?" So I did a collection video for my Mexico jerseys way back. It's going to be an ongoing series where I'm going to show my collection off basically. There's a Mexico one I've just done, but there's also going to be an Arsenal one and a Chivas one as well. So very briefly of Mexico, I think my favourite Mexico jersey is probably going to be... So yeah, going into my Mexico jerseys, I think it's going to be a tie between the 2018 green jersey that they wore in Russia for the World Cup, mainly because that's the first Mexico jersey I ever bought, I was able to buy. It's just that jersey is always going to have a special place in my heart. I also like this one, the pink one. It's Tecatito's one, so you can't go wrong with that. And there's also the 2019 black jersey that all three of them I quite like. So yeah, it'd probably be those three for Mexico. For the Chivas, it's probably, I like the 2017 jersey. I have it in my collection. Obviously, I'll show it off in my video. And then it's the 2018, kind of controversial. It's kind of controversial in the sense that the stripes were different sizes. It's really thick in the middle and it goes out and gets thinner. That was new. At the time, I wasn't that keen on it, but I bought it. That was my first Chivas jersey I ever bought. Shout out to Carrie Torres. She helped me get in touch with a guy that managed to help me buy it. I've got Alexis Vega on the back because obviously, he's been my favourite player since forever. For Chivas anyway. And yeah, that's another special shirt for me that I really love. And then I also like the 2019 one that grew on me with the blue shoulders. Actually, no, yeah, that's the blue shoulder. I get the 2019 2021 mixed up. So the 2019 was the blue shoulders, and then obviously the 2020s, kind of like more traditional. I like the 2021 actually, it's really cool. Slightly, even though it's a large, it's still quite small for me. So all the Chivas jerseys are quite small, which is ridiculous. But yeah, and then going into Arsenal, I think my favourite one would be the 98-99 jersey with the black strip going down. Yeah, it's my first shirt. I got it when I was 11. We just won the league double, the FA Cup double as well. Yeah, that's always going to be a special one. It's in my collection as well. I'll show it off in a video. But I think my ultimate, hands down, favourite jersey that I own, is clear as day, is my Alexis Vega signed, match worn 115th anniversary shirt that they wore at their 1-0 victory against Atlas back in April. Obviously, I won it in the auction. You see the video. There's a video out on it now. Go and have a look at it if you haven't seen it. It explains the story behind it, how I won it, and the unboxing as well. I did an unboxing in that video as well. So, yeah, to this day, it's my most prized possession. out of anything that I own. It's the most expensive physical thing I've ever spent money on. I'm still recovering from it, if I'm being brutally honest. It's just an amazing shirt. I mean, it's match worn, it's signed. My favourite player, it's been my favourite player since at least 2018. Um, and well, since we bought him, really. And obviously, it was in the game that we won against Atlas. He got the assist in the 1-0 victory. I think Aldivar scored. So yeah, it's just beyond. Every time, like, I see it every day because obviously it's in my room. But periodically, like throughout the week, I would have to stop and I stare at it because sometimes you just can't believe that it's real. um, yeah, it's one of those special items that I'm gonna treasure for the rest of my life. Um, yeah, so that's my ultimate favorite. But I wanted to do some favorites for the actual shirts that I can actually wear because I'm never gonna wear that one. So, yeah, I hope that answers awesome for you guys. And thanks, Chiva Manoa, for your question. It was a really cool. Hi there. So the next question is. It's got a really funny at USMNT Fears Gaza. He's a quality guy. Always comes up on my timeline. He's always having lively discussions, shall we say, with them lot over the US men's national team fans. Um, He's asked a really cool question. What inspired you to become a Mexico fan being so far away? I kind of answered this in the first video. A lot of people asked me. I made a blog on it way back, like 2016, 17, 2017. Because I find that a lot of people ask me, so it's just easier to send them the blog and they can read it, and then I don't have to say the same story over and over again. But the gist of it is, I'll answer it again because this guy's a legend and he deserves an answer. Short answer. The spark was because of a girl. I had a long distance relationship from about 2013 to about 2016 ish with a Mexican American girl living in Florida. That was the spark, and then obviously I watched every single Mexico game in the Brazil World Cup back in 2014. That was the real spark for me. There were some players that I knew, a lot of players I didn't know. Some players that I knew, they played really well. Unlucky, and they were really cool against Brazil. Got that 0-0 draw, and then it was just unlucky getting knocked out by the Netherlands because of Robin. So by the time that World Cup finished, I felt an interest in them, and then it kind of grew. For me, it was kind of like it started out as finding out where the players played, especially the European players. Finding out more because I love football and I've always loved football. So I just wanted to find out stuff, and I spent about a couple of years finding out about the teams, and then obviously Pajivia's Army, or obviously their watch-alongs and their game parties, and the kind of asados they have during the game, before the games and after games. So I got the real fan experience along with the Mexican Soccer Show, their podcast. I got the intellectual stuff, the league information, the player information from them, and I got the fan perspective from PVA. So kind of gelled together to make me a fan. By the time it got to 2016, so I was like, mate, I want to have a Liga MX team. I just don't want to be on the outside looking. So I chose Chivas because they're 100% Mexican. And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. It's a bit more in depth. Kind of goes in a long way, but that's kind of the gist of it. Sparked with a girl, and then it was just I watched Mexico enough to get hooked on them. For me, I feel about Mexico, the national team, the way I feel about Arsenal. It's almost like a club, but it's not a club. So I felt like I needed a club to be involved and for me to process my obsession and my love. I wanted to have a team that I could follow and I could be passionate for my passion. So Chivas was just the natural choice. I mean, it's 100% Mexicans. It's almost like a mini national team. Not at the moment because not many Chivas players are, I don't think, national team level. But you know what I mean. It's like 100% Mexicans, like the national team is. So it was kind of a natural progression, and it allowed me to focus my passion and my interest and my love and my, you know, my intensity through a club. Because if Mexico was a club, I probably would have just stuck with Mexico. Um, but, you know, they're not. And also because by that point I was just in love with Liga MX, so I wanted a club as well. Chivas was just the natural choice for me, and I'm really glad because even though Chivas makes me angry, makes me cry, makes me depressed, just like Arsenal does, it's still special. And it will be a love that I carry for the rest of my life. So, yeah, I hope that answers your question, bro. If you want a deeper answer, just read my blog. If you ever want my blog, I can DM you the link to it. So, yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks, mate. Okay, guys, so last but not least, it's my bro, Viva El Allegrismo. Allegrismo. I always get messed up with trying to pronounce that word. It's one of those words that I can hear in my head, but when I try and say it, it's just like blah, blah. So Viva El Allegrismo. He's at Allegre 1519. Go follow him. He's really awesome, really cool guy. One of many cool people on Twitter, actually. There's so many cool people on Twitter. He's one of them. He's actually given me two questions. So one is, when will you visit the Estadio Econ? Obviously, I answered that with Grace's question. I'm going to try and make it next year. I kind of need to fit a UK trip in that somewhere, but see some family. But yeah, Guadalajara is definitely up on my list. So hopefully next year. It depends on how Australia kind of handles its immigration issues at the moment because we can't leave, like I said. So um, yeah, it's a bit difficult with the government at the moment. They're looking like maybe next year they'll start opening the borders again and everything can start running again. So hopefully, if that happens by like maybe next June, August time, maybe I can come out then. We'll have to wait and see, but obviously I'll let everyone know when that happens because I want to meet as many people as I can. Um, Definitely go to a Chivas game, and that's going to be my main priority is to go to a Chivas game, go to the Aquan, record it, take hundreds of photos, videos. I'm really looking to get into making decent videos, travel vlogish style videos, food videos as well. Just I want to make high quality stuff that I'm not making at the moment. But we all live and we all learn, and hopefully it can happen. So yeah, that's my question. That's my answer. Sorry, next year hopefully. If not, maybe 2024 after the Women's World Cup. If Mexico don't make the Women's World Cup, then maybe it might be 2023. But that's my initial plan at the moment. It just depends on how COVID goes and how the government handles it, and yeah, I'm just waiting to see what happens really. So yeah, hopefully next year. Cheers, bro. And the next question is thoughts on El Allegrismo. I'm not gonna lie, for a while I was like, I don't know what that is. For me, it's like now you try to explain it to me. It's like the love of the team, no matter what. The community, on social media and all that thing, all that kind of cool stuff. So, yeah, for me, it's it can get a little bit heated on social media. Obviously, arguments happen all the time. You've got to wade through all the trolls that the faceless people that are just tweeting things just to provoke reactions from. Um, but it says something a lot when you can love a team that continually disappoints you. I have two, Chivas and Arsenal. But saying that there's beauty in both of those teams. Um, you have to. There's a reason why we're all fans, and there's a reason why we support the teams we do, and it's different for me because Arsenal kind of grew up falling in love with Arsenal, whereas Chivas was something that I consciously made a decision on as an adult. Um, I had my reasons that I've already stated, but they're the team in Liga MX. I wanted to support a Liga MX team, and they're the team that I chose. And it's not like I woke up one day and was like, "I'm going to be a Chivas fan." It's something that was slow. It took years. It took between 2014 and 2016 for me to decide to even support a Liga Mex team. Up to that point, I was quite happy just being, just learning about the league and hearing about everyone's perspectives and stuff. But yeah, once I made that decision, I wanted to go all in. I was really a fan of the Mexican national team. I was really a fan of Liga MX, even though Liga MX is super alien compared to what I was used to with the Premier League. You know, the two league system and the relegation system, which is still for me just a black hole of confusion, um, which is helped now for the fact that it doesn't exist. So that helps, I guess. But yeah, no, I love Chivas. You know, I love Guadalajara. I just want to go there. You know what I mean? It's like I'm quite sick of people asking me, "Well, how come you love it if you've not been there before?" And it's like, well, you know, people fall in love with people online all the time. You know, or long distances, and um, you can love a place and a group of people without meeting them. Like Victor's the only person I've met on Twitter that I've met in real life. I've got a couple of old school buddies from the UK that are on Twitter, but mainly, um, yeah, mainly it's the Mexican Americans and Mexicans that I've met on Twitter. And, he's the only one that I've met so far. So there's a whole load. I mean, everyone that's pretty much answered, I submitted a question today is somebody I want to meet someday. And it's like, you know, you can't fake being mates with somebody, even if it's online. Um, I mean, unless you're hiding behind an AVI and you don't release any videos or photos. I mean, I'm quite an open book, especially on Instagram. I post everything on Instagram, to be honest with you. I have Facebook from Facebook reasons. I have Twitter for Twitter reasons. I have Instagram, and you know most of my life goes on Twitter on Instagram. Most of it does go on Twitter as well, to be honest, and Facebook as well. All my family stuff goes on Facebook. Um, so it's not like I have Twitter and I have all these people that I interact with. I have no connection with. I have connections with every one of these people. Um, it's not necessarily my fault that I haven't met them yet either. So I think that I'm rambling, but what I'm trying to say is that you can care about people that you've not met before. You can care about a football club that you've not seen live before, or been to their stadium before. Um, I understand people getting a little bit weirded out and confused by it. If one of my friends turned around to me and said, "Look, I love the Argentinian league. I love this team in Argentina," blah blah. I would be like, "Oh, why?" And my initial reaction would be, "Why? That's so strange. That's confusing." But you at the end of the day, you have to accept that that's what they've fallen in love with. So yeah, that's what allegrismo basically means to me. It's just you know loving the things that you love, even if they hurt you. And um, just being cool on social media, especially if there's trolls everywhere. There's always people that's going to take the piss out of you, or you know diss you, or question you and question why you're doing this and why you're doing that, and you don't deserve this and you don't deserve that. And I just I'm just a fan. I'm just a fan of Australia that's trying to get over to Mexico and the US and meet all these people and go to all these events that I haven't been able to go to, but I've been watching since 2014. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you very much for this video. It's probably gonna be a long one, but I hope you guys learn a little bit about me and found it interesting. Let me know if you did. Let me know if you didn't. Let me know if there's anything else that you wanted to see. Obviously, I'm going to be doing some collection videos coming up. I might try and do those before I go back to work. Yeah, that's pretty much it at the moment. I'll try and do a video or try and get some footage of my Mexican restaurant that I'm going to for my birthday on Saturday. It's not actually on Saturday, but it's happening that day. it's my favorite Mexican restaurant in Perth. So at the moment, there's a couple more that are quality as well, but that was my favorite, and yeah, I'll post a video on that as soon as. So yeah, let me know if there's anything else you want to know about me. Um, Let me know if you want to do a more personal. Um, if you want to ask more personal questions about me or my family or whatever, maybe we'll do that someday. But yeah, just thanks again, guys. I really appreciate it. I think this is pretty super cool to do. Obviously, um, there's reasons why you guys posted these questions. Obviously, you want to know, so it's quite cool. I'm always down to answer or ask. If anyone else does these kind of videos, I'm always down to put questions in for you guys. So let me know if you're gonna do one of these videos, and definitely I'll check it out. So yeah, thanks again, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.